What's going on, Planet S.O.N family? It's your main man, JD. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button for me. This is Drinks with JD. MC Inka, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. You know, I'm just, ever since I met you and ever since I've seen you on Instagram, I've just been excited to interview you. So,
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
No doubt. All right, so since it's our first time sitting down together, please introduce yourself to the Planet S.O.N audience. Can you please let them know who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
So my name's Inka. I go by MC Inka. I'm from San Diego, right here, born and raised in the south side of San Diego, and I'm a rapper. I do music. I'm an MC. I'm an artist, all around. So.
No doubt. Okay. Well, you know how you just mentioned how you're born and raised here in San Diego, right?
Yeah.
So, what part of San Diego were you raised in, and also what schools did you go to?
I was raised in the south side, so I was in Imperial Beach and Chula Vista area mostly.
Yeah.
And I went to a shitload of schools, but when I was younger, I lived in TJ.
Yeah.
And I was born over here, but I lived in TJ when I was, 5, 6, 7. And then we came out to live in here in Imperial Beach. And then when I was a teen, we moved out to Chula Vista. So I went to Mar Vista Middle, Mar Vista High, and then I went to Chula Vista High. And I don't want to say all the schools, but I ended up at the MAC Project. I don't know, you heard of the MAC Project?
No, I have not.
All the bad kids go there, but
Okay.
it was a good school. And I grew up around this area, so.
Okay. Well, so you know how right now you mentioned how you lived in TJ for a while.
Yeah.
How was that experience? Like, did you come over here for school, or did you go to school in Mexico?
Yeah. So when I was born, my mom left out to TJ to live over there, right after I was born. So I actually got the shot, the Mexican shot.
For sure.
Just to prove it. And we went, because all my family's over there.
Yeah.
And I actually went to school over there. So my first language is Spanish. I didn't learn English till I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And 5th, 6th grade. And then we actually went to school over there. So I did kinder first, 2nd, 3rd year over there.
Wow.
And then we came to live over, because we had a pad over there, a bigger house, and then we came to live over here. And we just moved over here to Imperial Beach. But my mom used to come over here for work, so she would be gone all day. And that's, that's what I remember, when I was younger, that my mom being gone a lot, because we would live over there, but she would work over here. And we would go to school over there, but she would work on this side of the border. And she would leave super early, and then she wouldn't come home till late at night.
Of course, because it's a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Especially for let's say people who aren't from San Diego, they don't see how that's a part of our culture. How even today, people live in TJ or in Mexico. I know one of my friends, he lives as far as Ensenada. And then he comes every morning, and he goes back to Ensenada every night. Yeah, no, he does. Fortunately, he does. Fortunately, he does. Yeah, but that's a part of our culture, here in San Diego.
Yes, exactly. No. So coming back and forth is not a thing for us. We grew up doing that, and I'm actually really grateful for that experience, because it teaches you, the different. It's hard and it's good, because I know when I go over there, I don't feel Mexican enough, and I know I hear a lot of Mexican American people, Chicanos, say the same thing. You go over there, you're not Mexican enough. You're over here, you're not American enough. So, but I'm still grateful for that experience. I liked living out there. It was different. It was a different lifestyle, but I'm mostly from over here.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I understand. So, let's say, obviously, how you shared that you do music, right? Yeah. So, other than music, when you were growing up, what else interests you?
I used to draw. I used to do poetry.
Oh, wow.
I did get into drawing a lot, and I was a little bit of an artist, but everything, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I kind of stopped when I was in high school. I was just a bad kid in high school, so I stopped drawing, but I always continued poetry.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now, poetry, right? Did that lead you into your interest with music?
I always liked music, but I grew up on a lot of Mexican music.
Okay.
So that's when I was younger, and when I started coming to school on this side of the border right here in San Diego, I started realizing, damn, I'm a little different because they would mention artists, you know, that I didn't know. And then it was until like 6th grade that I started picking up on hip hop and shit. But I grew up on a lot of really Mexican music. But I do think poetry had a thing to do as I grew and it developed. It kind of led me that way.
Okay,
you know?
no doubt. So when did you know that you fell in love with the hip hop genre?
When I heard Cypress Hill,
there you go.
I was like, I think I was like in 6th or 7th grade. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was Black Sunday, the album. My cousin, shout out to my cousin.
Classic album.
Fanes, he put me on, because he was a little bit older than me, so he was already getting into hip hop and, you know, finding different artists. And he brought Marshall Mathers LP, and then he brought, and then he brought the Cypress Hill. And fucking Cypress Hill just blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, this is so sick. I was pretty young still, but that's kind of what got me into it. Especially him, you know, being Latino and then, you know, like being in the hip hop, like that shit was just sick to hear it in English and Spanish. Like, oh my God, like, and mind you, at the time I mostly spoke Spanish. So, that right there did it for me.
Legendary group. Matter of fact, speaking about Cypress Hill, I know that, because I follow you on Instagram, I saw that on your stories, you actually opened up for Be Real a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't open up for him. I did, he had a one shot, it was called One Shot. And mind you, I don't even know, I don't know if that's his dispensary. I even forgot the name of the dispensary. Damn, that's terrible. But
it's all good.
I remember it was called One Shot. Oh, it's not too long ago. My highest. Okay, so it was, they did a one shot. So they selected a few artists from San Diego. And pretty much what you did, you got to perform in front of Be Real and Exhibit.
Wow.
So I was like, oh my God. But I'm not going to even lie. I fucked up because it's called One Shot, right? I'm the type of person, like, I need details ahead of time.
Okay.
I do like to be prepared. So I asked questions, and the girl that gave me all the details, she was like, oh, yeah, you got 2 minutes, you know, to do your thing. I'm like, okay. They seem pretty strict about it. So I was like, 2 minutes, fuck it. I'll do 2 songs in 2 minutes, you know, and like half and half. I did like a little mix. And then as soon as when I was performing in front of them, as soon as it was switching over to the other song, they cut me off.
Oh, wow.
They're like, it's called One Shot. It's supposed to be one song. I was like,
but I got 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes.
So,
let me go.
But still, you know, I felt like I messed up there completely. But I was like, oh, well, you know, I got to be like, like kind of where she's at, like right here, you know.
Perform for Be Real and Exhibit. That's
exactly,
amazing.
You know. So for it, like, I wish Be Real would know, like, I started this shit because I heard
because of Be Real, because of Cypress Hill, exactly.
So that was really cool,
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was a cool experience. I wish I would have done it differently, but you know, next time, you know.
That's cool.
Hopefully there'll be a next time.
That sounds amazing. Okay, so obviously we're speaking about, you know, Be Real and Cypress Hill, right? Who else influenced you in your journey of hip hop?
Lauryn Hill for sure. I did a lot of, I used to listen to Chicano rap more back in the day. So, and even, I wasn't like big on Little Rob, like shout out Little Rob anyway.
Of
but
course.
I wasn't like
San Diego legend.
Big on him. But I used to listen to Little One, Mr. Shadow, you know, and I then started listening to Outkast a lot. I used to love Outkast, and
because they're so different, they're so diverse.
Big Pun for real. Like Big Pun was just like whoa.
Amazing MC.
You know,
Amazing MC.
Me being Mexican, you know, seeing a Latino out there doing it like that was like super sick. And like not to mention Tupac, baby.
Of course,
you know, those go without being said. But those were some of the people. Little Kim, I always loved Little Kim. I not too big on her new stuff no more, but like back in the day, you know. But then again, I still do listen to all kinds of music, you know, not just hip hop. Like I grew up on like the old school Shakira, you know, I loved her back in the day, and Mexican music. So a lot of rock en español too, you know, and when you listen to the lyrics to that, like it did inspire me, you know, to now when I write my lyrics and stuff, backed up by all of that.
No doubt, that's what I'm talking about. Now, I saw, well, again on your IG, right, that you recently attended a Glorilla concert. Glorilla, yeah. So,
Glorilla.
So you, I mean, since she's a female rapper, how is it like? Does it encourage you, or does it inspire you to support your fellow female MCs?
Yeah, I've always been very supportive. I've never I just don't have a bone of hate in me. I wasn't raised that way, so I seriously could never hate. So I don't understand the females that do, but I've always, there's a couple females out there that, when they were barely coming up or doing their thing, younger than me, I brought on stage with me. I brought, and seeing them younger, you know what I mean? I'm like, if I can, I'm gonna do it. I'll bring, I don't mind sharing, my spotlight because I'm confident of what I bring to the table. So another female MC doesn't make me less confident. I like supporting, and Glorilla was fucking dope too.
There you go. Shout out Glorilla.
Usually not really the kind of concert I would go to, but God, she was really good. I was surprised.
Cool. That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, especially if a female MC is from my city.
Yeah.
If she's from San Diego, and even if she's not from San Diego, I like to support. I like to put on females, if I can. I like to put them on opportunities, and I'm that person. Yeah. And even though from experience, sometimes I've learned that maybe it's better not to.
Okay.
Because people, not that I expect a favor to be returned, but people wouldn't do that for you. Okay. But I learned the hard way. But it still is who I am, I am just like that. I will.
Yeah, if it's in you, that's who you are, that's who you are.
Yeah,
okay.
So I don't mind opening up the door, like I said, bringing other females on stage with me, and I enjoy that.
No doubt, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, why the name MC Inka?
Okay, when I first started doing music and stuff, I used to be I still am a big fan of reggae. So when I started experimenting with music, I started off with reggae. And I don't know, have you heard of Ranking Ann?
No, I have not.
No, oh my gosh, she's a MC, a reggae MC from England. She is amazing.
She's dope.
And when I heard her, I was like, oh my God, this is so dope. But I try to do the whole chanting type of reggae. Yeah. And I can't be imitating the accent, it's just not me. So it sounded kind of funny, but I was like, I can't be doing that. Yeah. And I went by a whole nother name back then.
What was the name?
Avery.
Avery, okay.
So I was going by that name, but when I started growing and as an artist and getting more into hip hop, and I was like, I'm ready to perform, I want to do all that. So I needed a name, and Airy just wasn't it. Airy was my reggae side, and I was like, no, I need something different. So I'm a big fan of octopuses.
Okay.
Say my logo.
Yeah, there you go.
So I was thinking, around something to do with an octopus. Yeah. And I just came up with Inka,
Inka,
an octopus,
cool.
when they defend themselves, they use ink. So
there you
I'm
go.
pretty sure a lot of us know that.
Right? Yeah.
So I just kind of put that. A lot of people think, oh, Inka, you're Peruvian, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Very Mexican. But that's how everybody thinks it's. I'm like, it's with a K, it's not with a C.
No doubt.
So just for anybody that doesn't know, has nothing to do with being Peruvian.
Yeah. It's because of octopus.
It's because of the octopus.
Okay. No doubt. And it's cool because it's personal. It's like, that's what you like, and hey, why not just, and also, how you just mentioned, the whole defensive side of they use the ink to defend themselves.
So my mind I was just really high in the the shower, trying to come up with something. Yeah. Because I was ready to start performing, and I was like, I need a stage name. I need my artist name, and I didn't want it to be Avery. It was just too confusing, that name. Always, everybody would get confused with it. So, Irie? I'm like, no, Avery. Yeah. So, no, Avery, done with that.
Well, it's cool. MC Inka is a dope man.
Thank you.
So, I know that you have a cypher next week. How do you prepare for something like that?
Well, just so you know, I won't be participating in that cypher. Okay.
Well, forgive me. We know what you also participated in some in the past.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare for something like that?
So usually, I like to, like I told you, prepare ahead of time. Yeah. I do want, usually what happens, they shoot me the beat. Yeah. I write to it as fast as I can. Yeah. And then I just I'm all day, like in the car, I'm in the shower, everywhere I go. And same with all my songs, you know, when I'm going to have a show, I practice on my lunch at work. I practice on my way to work, on my way home, in the car. With the car, I love the car. I love, I love my time in the car because, or even, okay, this sounds super simple. But even when I'm in the bathroom, like doing my business.
Hey, we all do it. We all do. Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Some of my best songs have been written
That's
there.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
And okay, that's just. I was gonna say that's between us, but never mind. So yeah, that's how I prepare. And usually for ciphers, like the one that I did in LA.
Yes.
We recorded everything ahead of time and then sent it to the producer, and then we just filmed it, you know, which is how I thought this cipher on the 18th. And shout out to Daygo Got Heat, because they're really dope. Like they included me in this. It just didn't work out how I thought it would, and I'm pretty sure it's still going to be a dope event.
No doubt.
I just a lot of the females that I was looking forward to working with. Pulled out. And then it didn't turn out to be what I thought it was gonna be. So I was like, you know what? The beats haven't gotten here yet. So I'm okay, you know.
Okay, maybe next time.
Yeah. But it's all love. It's all love.
No doubt.
I don't do things disrespectfully, so it's all good.
And well, forgive me for interrupting you, but to go back on, like, let's say how you practice and you prepare. You know, something that I like that you do. Well, obviously, how I keep mentioning how I follow you on Instagram and how you post your practices on Instagram to also allow your fans and just people to know what you're doing to, like, just prepare yourself for the actual show that they're gonna go see you at. You know, I don't know. I just always thought that was pretty cool that you do.
Yeah, thank you. There's been times where I don't know if you heard of Alizé.
Of course.
So me and Alizé actually one time, this is probably like the best practice we gotten in, because we were opening up for Yellow Hill in downtown, and what we did is she bought a speaker and we went out to Imperial Beach by the beach, and we were just performing our whole thing in front of people. And some girls even came and dropped off dollars, and we were like, oh, we should do this more often.
Right, why not?
But yeah, and like you said, we like to put it out there. That's cool. And just if people could see what goes on prior to the show, prior to the song being put together, like, you know, I think they would have more respect for us as what we do, like, because it takes a lot to I don't just pop up at the show, you know, like, I got to know what I'm going to wear. I got to drop off kids with my mom or whoever's going to watch them. And I got to, you know, run around, get everybody together, pass out tickets, you know, collect the money.
Exactly.
Because some of the shows, obviously, you know, we sell tickets. But yeah, it's a whole lot.
They just see the tip of the iceberg. They don't see the entire you know, work and then
it's
boom.
A lot.
They just see the final product at the end.
So I'm trying to include that more, like,
that's cool.
You know, in my social media.
Of course, that's amazing. Well, after doing some research, right, you know, to prepare myself for this, I learned that you're actually a cancer survivor. And I was wondering if you could share your journey with us.
So I guess it started in 2020, like middle of 2020. Like, I started just getting sick out of nowhere. And at this time, I was with my ex-partner, my daughter's dad, and I remember I would tell him, like, I would go to work and I would feel sick all the time. I would break out in fevers, and then next thing you know, like, I started feeling something really hard, like, on my neck, and I'm like, okay, this is not normal. But I kept going to the ER, and they wouldn't tell me anything. So finally, the last time I went. After going like 4 times, the guy in the ER was like, I'm going to refer you to someone. You need to go see them because it could be cancer. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, are you going to just drop this on me at the ER?
Of course.
So it was, you know, it was some crazy news. So I remember a little bit after my partner at the time, in between all of that, he went to prison, and then I was by myself, and I finally went to go get checked, and I found out that, you know, I had cancer, and it's lymphoma, so it's in the nervous system, But yeah, I mean, just to hear the words like, oh yeah, like, yeah, you have cancer, like that's just crazy. And I actually at the time I went through a lot because I ended up having to move out of my condo because had to go on disability. So I lost, for the moment I didn't have a car, I didn't have a house, I had to go back and live with my mom, and it was everything just, and then my partner had to go do time for something, that happened a while back before that. So everything kind of just, together, and but still through that, when I started doing chemo, like, it's so funny because the thing that hurt me the most was cutting my hair, because I had really long hair, and having as just as a female, and even as a I don't know, in my culture, Mexican culture, like, like, I don't know, like, just having the long hair is a thing to us, and a big deal, and especially like how I was raised, like, oh, you can't go out without having any makeup. Oh, you have to have your hair done, or, so not having any hair was kind of crazy, but it was a cool experience. So, like, it felt good not to have anything, like taming me, I don't know, like freedom. But as far as like chemo, like, it was crazy. Like, there was days where I felt like it was gonna eat me alive, like, but I actually started a little shirt business. Like, I started doing shirts.
Oh, wow.
And little custom cups and things just to distract myself. I was like, if I let this consume me, like, I'm gonna lose,
Exactly.
Because it's literally, when they say it's a battle, like, it's a battle. You're fighting. Like, it's part of it is mentally, part of it is physically, and I remember I had to be real strong. Like, I got kids, and I'm not about to go, like, I'm not about to go out like this. I actually recorded a EP with my brother, who's just learning to produce, and he's a new producer and an artist too. He's really dope. So he spent a lot of time with me just working on this EP.
Wow.
The sound wasn't so great at the end because he was very new. So I kind of pulled it at the end because, once I got better and healthy, I was like, oh yeah, no, we're not putting this out there anymore. But the EP and like selling my little shirts and all of that kind of kept me in a headspace where I could process everything. And, eventually, like in 2000, June, like around July, because it was like my birthday, I got the news that I was cancer-free.
Wow, that's amazing. God is good, no doubt.
Yeah, so man, I really thought I was gonna go for a minute. I was like, damn, I'm done. Like, that's it. But yeah, I didn't let it beat me. I was like, nah.
Well, thank God. Thank God that overall, you could see the end of it. Saying how unfortunately you have to go through the process, and I mean, fortunately you had people like, let's say, your brother, to be there to help you make some art and also distract you at the same time.
The distraction part for sure, because I'm the type of person, like, I have to be doing something. I have to work. I cannot not work. I cannot not do, things. And so I was like, no, if I don't do something, like, it's gonna consume me. And then I that's one of the things that pushed me, because I was out of the music. I wasn't doing music for about 3 or 4 years. So I just popped back up on
it made
people.
You go harder.
So I popped back up and people were like, oh shit, like, where did Inka go? Like, she's back. But it pushed me to like, no, I'm not, I love doing this. Like, why did I quit in the beginning? Like, why did I stop?
Of course.
So thinking that I might not live or I might die, that I'm like, no, I gotta get back to doing what I love to do. I gotta make time. Like, it don't matter how busy I am, how much I work, how my kids, like their schedules, like, I have to fit it in.
Of course.
If not, I'm not fulfilled.
No doubt. And that's awesome that at least, you're allowing that experience to push you in a positive way and allow you to create more art, and we get more of MC Inka.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. And once again, I'm sorry that you went through that, but I'm happy that at least it finished or it ended at one point.
Yeah, we came out better. I even feel like I came out stronger, and now I look at life a whole different way. Like, now I'm like, I try to be more grateful. I try to live more fully. Like I really try to enjoy the people around me, and you know, because you just never know.
Oh, you never know. You never know.
And I tell my friends, you know, and I tell the people around me, like you have to, if you don't feel well, if you feel, listen to your body. You know, if you're not feeling well, go check yourself.
Exactly.
Like go to the doctor. Like do not go see the, like, you know what I mean? Like take the time to take care of
health as well,
yourself,
you know,
because you know, you just never know what's going on with your body. You gotta listen to it. So I learned the hard way.
No doubt.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk more about your music, right? One thing that I love about your style is how you could switch up your flow. You know, you go from boom bap to just another flow, right? Now, you just, well, overall, you're just diverse, right? And I was actually wondering, do you choose what melody you want to ride the track when you hear the beat, or do you write in a certain tone and then you take that to the studio?
No, I usually choose the beat. Yeah. And then I freestyle to it. Okay. And I'll see like what kind of melody comes out. Yeah. And whatever feels right, I go with that. No doubt. And then I start writing, and I like to have all my stuff written before I hit the studio. Before I would get to the studio and try to write there. Yeah. And I'm like, no.
It's like, too time consuming, right?
Yeah. I would rather take my time, because sometimes I'll write something and then I'll practice it, and then I want to change things around. Yeah. Like, oh no, this could have sounded better. Like, or I should have said that instead. So I'll always write. Like, I always try to write before I hit the studio. Yeah. But yeah, I usually, like, I hear the beat, I freestyle to it, and I'll listen to it for a while. Yeah. If I by like the second, third day, I'm still listening to the beat, and I'll know if I really want to write to that beat by the third day, because I'll listen to it. Yeah. And if I get over the beat, like the second day, I'm like, nah, I can't write to it.
You just gotta feel it.
Yeah. No, so like, if anybody ever shoots me beats and I don't write to it, like, please don't take it offense. Yeah. But
it's just, you're not feeling it.
Yeah. Like it's just
not for you.
Yeah. It's just not for me. Exactly. No. So it'll take me a little while, and then finally start writing to it. But,
no, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So on your song, that one, right? You speak about, or you tell a story about a man hurting a woman in a relationship, right? Yeah. So this is a two-part question. Okay. Now, was that your own personal experience? And if so, was it important to you, or is it important to you, to be vulnerable in your art?
Yeah, I like that question. Okay, so that one, I love that song.
Yeah. It's a good song.
I actually recorded it on my birthday. My homie O, shout out to my homie O.
There you go.
He let me have a free studio session because it was my birthday. I actually opened up for Devin the Dude that day.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
On my birthday. Yeah. And then we hit the studio after. He's like, hey, for happy birthday, like, if you want to hop on the studio. So I was like, oh yeah, I have this song ready. And I did write that song based on some of the things that I've been through. Okay. And based on, you know, other females, what they've gone through. So it kind of gets pieced together from real experiences, I would say. But definitely do take some shots at my ex and like little things. I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's a personal song. For sure it is. And I'm sorry, what was the other question?
Yeah, Now, is it important to you to be vulnerable in your music?
Oh yeah, I was just speaking to my brother about that, and I was like, I feel like I'm not vulnerable enough. Like, and I need to. Like, I actually wrote a song not too long ago. We recorded, and I haven't put it out, but it's gonna come out, and it's just a quick little song that I did where I'm being more vulnerable and really, like, you know, taking everything, the real feelings. And I mean, all my music is real, like everything I write. But I feel like I do put up a block a little bit, and I shouldn't. Okay. And I do need to just, like you said, be more vulnerable. And if I want to connect with people, like, because I know some of the songs that I love the most is an artist saying things that, you know, maybe you would be kind of afraid to say, because you're like, I don't want people to know that about me.
Of course. I mean, something like, let's say as famous as like when Tupac said, you know, even though you're a crack fiend, you know, so you always was a black queen. But he had to admit that his mama was a crack fiend. Yeah. And that's so, like, it shows the vulnerability that, like,
it's
you know what, this is what I went through. You know, so this is what really happened. So it's like, I mean, so if someone as legendary as Tupac could be vulnerable, then I mean, you know, we should all do it in our art as well. You know, to also connect with our fans, right? Yeah.
Which I'm learning to be more vulnerable. Before it was more just like bars and you know like now like the music that I've been writing lately is more vulnerable for sure. It's a little more background on me and where I came from and giving a little more of that. So
no doubt. Well, speaking, you know how right now you were talking about you have a block, right? Now in the song, you know, that one, you mentioned how you didn't even want to block him because you wanted him to see you do better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with all the obstacles, right, of being a woman, is it satisfying to allow haters watch you win?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, you didn't even block them. Yeah.
And that's something that I don't block. I don't block. I mean, unless it's like robots or somebody trying to tell me. I know some spam shit like that. I'm like, But other than that, no. I fell off with people, and I'm like, unfollow. Like, you know what I mean?
And watch me win.
That's the most I'll do because I don't really want to see you anymore.
Okay.
But if you want to see me, then go ahead.
Yeah,
you know?
why
like,
not? Yeah.
I mean, my page is public for a reason. I mean, as if usually my stories, sometimes I post a little things. I started posting a little more personal things, but I never used to. Like, I always kept it strictly my music.
Yes.
But it goes back to being vulnerable, you know, and showing a little more. I try not to put things about my kids because I have 2 girls and, you know, there's a lot of weird stuff out there. And I try not to, but I do show little glimpses of my kids. I do have my personal page that is private and it's strictly my kids and family, you know, but my public page, my music, it's all there for you to see. Like, you know, you don't like me, but you're still watching. Go ahead. It's like,
I'm still winning.
Yeah, like I don't block people. I don't block nobody, and especially I haven't dated anybody since my ex, but so I haven't had like a fallout with somebody else. But still, like if I'm seeing somebody like and we fall off, like maybe I'll unfollow you. Maybe not, but I won't block you. I'll let you see. I'll let you see that I'm doing good.
No doubt. Okay, so how about this? Now on your video for Bring It Back, right? You were cruising the San Diego Bay on a yacht with your friends, right? So how important was it to include your friends in the video?
Yeah, well, if you see like in my videos, like I always include, goes back to you know, the whole female thing. Like I love empowering other females. And I love when I hear females come up to me and be like, oh girl, like I wish I had half of your confidence. Oh, like, you know, like all those little comments, like they mean something. So with my friends, you know, like if they're my friends, like I want to bring you along for the experience, and they love that shit.
That's cool.
They love the experience of a music video. So.
And I mean, hey, you're cruising San Diego Bay on a yacht, so I mean that's pretty dope.
Shout out to SD Boat Rentals because they actually let us use a boat completely free. Like they just let us use it.
Just like that.
We did a collab, so it was pretty. So it was a collab, and we're like, hell yeah, we're gonna shoot a video. And O was behind the lens, and they were all my friends, all the girls there, like friends and people that like being a part of that, like the hype.
That's cool. That's cool. That's what I'm talking about. Now, from your song "Get Right," right? You hit it in a boom bap style, right? Yeah. Where you say, "Pressure makes you diamonds, or it folds the weak. Watch me bright and shining, 'cause you can't break me." Right? Yeah. Now, where does that confidence come from? Like, what keeps you driven to just keep going hard like that?
Damn. I don't know. Like, I think after you go through so much stuff, so much. Can I cuss? Yeah.
Go ahead. Just be you. Yeah, just be you.
But after you go through so much shit, like, you just stop giving a fuck what people think, you know? And you're like, this is my, like, you know, just. And this is way before I was diagnosed with cancer. Like, it goes back to me. See, when I was in my teen years, I was very shy. Okay. Believe it or not, I was actually very shy. Like, I couldn't sit here and have a conversation like this. I could talk to people. I wasn't like stupid or anything. But I just was very shy. I was very in my shell, but I did go through a lot of things back in high school, and that eventually pushed me to a point. I'm like, why do I give a shit what people think about me? Like, why? But it took a while, you know. I didn't actually break out of my shell and when I started doing music in my early, like I didn't start actually rapping and going to the studio and doing shows till my early 20s.
Oh, wow.
So I was like 21.
Yeah.
And I just, boom, like, I don't know, like I was like, why do I care what anybody thinks? Like I'm valid, like, you know, I take up space and I'm okay with that. Like, and y'all should be okay with that. You should do it too, try it, like, you know? So I started just rolling around with that. You know, it just something that just grew up in me, amazing. You know, where I just like didn't, and I still to this day, like, this is one of the biggest compliments that I get from my family too, is like, I just like that you don't give a shit. Like, I like that you don't care. And I'm like, I care to a certain point, of course, you know, but I'm like, I'm here too, you know,
exactly,
I'm like, what's up? Like, I don't know, it's just, it comes natural for me now. So, yeah, I guess that's where that confidence comes from. Yeah,
that's awesome that you developed it, and boom, we get MC Inka.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so as people chase their dreams in the music industry, right? It's common for people to, I guess you could say, lose themselves, right?
Yeah.
What keeps you grounded and allows you to stay true to yourself?
I mean, I'm overall, I feel like I'm a very grounded person, but I've learned, because I remember when I was first doing, you know, doing my music. This is back in like 2014. I got a little big-headed, I did, and I got into a lot of trouble. Okay. So it got me in trouble, it got me into fights, and it got me into things that I didn't want to be, like, you know, that eventually I grew from. So this time around, when I popped back up and I started going hard again, I realized, like, I want to take this serious and I'm going to do it right. So in my song, Bring It Back, I talk about that. Like, I'm going to go out, handle business, maybe party a little, do my thing, but then I'm going home. Like, handle business, go home.
Exactly.
So that's kind of what... I mean, also the fact that I got kids to go back to, you know, and I gotta stay grounded. I gotta stay level-headed, and it's just part of growth, I think, you know. So
no doubt. Okay.
Growing up and not just being out there and being like trying to party after the show.
Yeah, because I mean, you're growing, you're maturing, you know what I'm saying, and also I'm only assuming that, like how you were mentioning in 2014, how you had to experience some negativity. Like, I'm pretty sure maybe you could say that humbled you a little bit, and like, you know, brought you back down, like, yo, I gotta relax and we'll overall just mature and grow.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, back in 2014, and this is just one of the memories I have. I had these cats, and I don't want to say names because I don't really want to put it out there anymore, but
because it's so long ago. I mean, it's almost a decade.
Like, you know, it doesn't even matter no more. But there was these guys that wanted to sign me with them, and they talked about you know, distributing my music, and like, so I was really excited because I didn't have no help. I didn't have a team then, and I could barely get 2 people to go see me at a show. Like, so I was really excited about that. They believed in me, and my dumb ass, like, I got so drunk, went out with them, and I thought I was like the shit, and I like started battle rapping some girl. Next thing you know, she got mad at something I said, so we started fighting, and it was like a big old fight in the bar. So the guys were like, crazy. You're drama, Inka, we're done with you.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, so that right there, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, so yeah, I grew a lot from that. No, we ain't doing that no more. Like,
we all grow from our experiences. We all make mistakes. Exactly. That's cool that at least now you're able to move differently.
Yeah, definitely not me anymore. I was gonna fuck up a bitch, but no. But the promoters that I worked with, like, they know that I'm not like, and if one of the people that I'm with, because now the shows have been very different. I get a lot of people come out and support me now. I have to tell them ahead of time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if I see something's about to go down, I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
Like, stop, because I am not building that rep for me.
Of course.
Like, oh, everywhere Inka goes is drama. Like, no.
Yeah, no doubt,
So,
no doubt.
yeah, I've definitely grown from that.
Well, okay. Well, let's say this. Let's say, you know, because there's people who, let's say, saw you in a different light a decade ago, right?
Yeah.
And as you move your way into the music industry, who is one person you actually want to meet, so you could just ask them for advice of how to continue to move properly?
Yeah, like locally? Or
Yeah, sure. Let's say locally.
locally?
Yeah.
Somebody that I want to meet that I haven't met locally.
Just to ask for some advice.
Spring Valley Ryan, like
Okay.
he's, you know,
Yeah,
like we
Ryan
see him
Atkinson's
as
amazing,
a
yeah.
local celebrity, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I know that everybody that speaks about him always speaks about him with respect.
Yes.
So definitely someone.
No doubt.
Yeah,
That's
probably
what I'm
him.
talking about. All right.
I've
Shout
never
out
met
Ryan
him, so
Anthony. Yeah, no.
like I don't think I've ever seen him perform live.
Yeah.
I seen no, I didn't. I'm lying. I didn't see him performing live. But one of the local artists that I'm following now and I really like is Rick. What's his name? Rick. Oh, damn, I'm gonna
Forgive
have
me,
to go
forgive
back
me.
on
I don't
that.
know which one you're talking about.
Okay, scratch that one.
Yeah, right. Let's just keep it to Ryan
I
Anthony.
just started following him, so
Okay.
he's really good though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So I noticed in some of your videos that you wear Hood Boys merch. Can you speak about that?
Yeah, so I love Hood Boys merch. So my photographer Michelle, shout out my photographer Michelle. I love her. She's amazing. She's super hardworking, and she, you know, she's my team. Like, you know, so she started. She was brought on to our team. So I used to have a manager, Emilio, and he used to manage me. And he met her, and he's like, "Hey, we need a photographer to, you know, we wanted to make sure the Instagram was like we were posting content that looked good, you know." So she came on, and she was so happy to work with me. But anyway, she ended up being related to the owners of Hood Boys.
Hood Boys, yeah.
So they wanted to support, and it was super cool because I didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
They wanted to support, and they shot me so much merch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've never had that before. So it was super cool to me. I was like, hell yeah, I'm rocking. And then that shit is hard too.
That's cool.
So I love rocking I was actually going to rock a Hood Boys hoodie, but I went with the Inka today.
No.
But I love me some Hood Boys. They've been super supportive. I rep it all day. You know, I'm sponsored by Hood Boys.
There you go.
And the herb is amazing, by the way. And so that's how that went about. You know, she just like told them about me, and they were super like happy to support. You know,
Yeah, that's awesome. That they support you and just they went ahead and sponsored you.
And I'm not the type of person. I've never been like that. I just wasn't raised that way.
Yeah.
To go asking for stuff for free.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's up with some like free sweater? Like, no, like they shot me and my whole team, my managers at the time. They shot them a bunch of merch, me like a whole care package, like. Yeah. And even till this day, you know what I mean? So if I need a shirt, like they got me, and I always go like when they come up, they ask me, hey, where can I get a Hood Boy?
There you go.
I'm like, oh, go hit them up, Hood Boys Apparel on Instagram.
There you go.
And yeah, they got some really cool
That's what I'm talking
merch.
about. All right. Well, shout out to Hood Boys, right?
Yeah, shout out to Hood Boys.
No doubt.
And Michelle.
Right, and Michelle.
Putting me out.
So on Drinks with JD, we have a segment, and it's called "What Would You Bring?" Right? And so I guess let me just break it down for you. So Planet S.O.N. is an acronym for Planet 619.
Oh,
right?
Well, I didn't know that.
So the idea of Planet 619 is I brought all the positive things and all the positivity from San Diego, right? We just stick it in one planet, right? And that's what Planet 619 is, right? All the positive things, right? So now that you're Drinks with JD alumni, right? You and your friends and family, you guys get a first class ticket to Planet S.O.N, right?
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But here's the catch, right? You can only take one thing from San Diego, and that one thing needs to positively affect everybody on Planet 619. So what would you bring from San Diego?
Bring some chronic.
All right, there you
got
go.
the best out here, you know.
Okay,
That's all hit up hood boys.
There you go.
And that will affect us positively because we're gonna, sit in a circle and we're gonna pass that blunt around.
All right. So we'll have some chronic from
and some
MC
tacos.
Inka. There you go.
Oh wait, it's only one thing.
Yeah. Okay. So cool.
Damn, that's hard. No,
But okay, you bring the chronic.
Some herb, yeah.
No doubt. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
My mind was already spinning like, there's some weed, yeah.
So to all the little MC Inkas out there watching right now, right, who want to follow in your footsteps, do you have any encouraging words for them?
Yeah, I would say don't worry about what anybody's thinking about you. Yeah. Don't worry about it if you're doing it right, if you're doing it perfect, just do it. Like do it how you feel that you should do it. You know, don't let. It's cool to take certain constructive criticism and advice, but do what you want to do, you know, and with respect, but do what you want to do and do with your art what you want it to be. Mm-hmm. Because I know I've had people, you should do this and you should have done that. Yeah. And that's, you know, not hip hop or whatever, you know, criticism I've gotten. And it gets me thinking like, it got me thinking like, oh man, should I not be doing this? Should I just stick to this type of music? Yeah. But I'm like, no, like I'm an artist. Yeah. Like artists, like we're allowed to branch out. We are allowed to, you know, experiment. That's art in itself. So like I would say that, like, do what you feel that you want to do with your art. Because don't let anybody tell you that you're doing it wrong, because there's no wrong way.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, after it's all said and done, how do you want to be remembered in San Diego hip hop?
I think just someone that was respected as an artist, that I did put not only the work, but that I had the talent, and I want people to look back and be like, yeah, Inka, she was a dope ass female artist, or she was, you know, the Mexican artist in hip hop, and which I know we have a lot. I'm just saying, you know, Mexican female.
One of the dopest.
One of the dopest for sure. And I want to be remembered for, you know, the energy I had on stage and just putting out good music. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So what can the fans expect from MC Inka in the future? When is the album dropping?
I know, right? I've been dropping singles. I've been just worried about dropping singles because, like I told you, I was gone for a while. So I was just not thinking about an album right now. I was like, no, let's just drop singles, drop visuals. I got a lot of catching up to do. So last year we went hard. Like ever since November and then all of 2022, I feel like we just went hard. We went
with shows and singles and
show
videos.
After show after music video. So right now I've been chilling and I am actually gathering beats and thoughts and ideas on an EP. So I'm putting out an EP before I do a whole album.
Okay.
Just
and that's this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't want to say everything yet because I'm not ready.
Okay.
But I have a few people I'm working with, and we're putting beats together. I'm shopping around.
Yeah.
And there's one producer in particular that I'm working with. He's from Austria.
Okay.
So I met him. So you know the instrumental from that one.
Okay.
So he's the one that made that beat.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
And we got in contact after I bought the beat from him. We got in contact, and he really liked my stuff. And he's like, "Let's do a."
You guys are working again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'll think about that. But like, I would like to get some beats from. Okay. So, you know, his name is Manic One, and again, he's from Austria. It's just so hard talking to him because it'll be like 2 p.m. here, and it's like 2 a.m. over there, some crazy time. So it's hard to get on the phone with him, but so it's in the works, and I have a title for it, but I'm not like ready to give it all up yet.
Fair enough. Okay, but we got something coming in the future.
Yeah, but there is definitely that coming, and
just wait on it. Right?
I do got a couple more singles to drop before I announce the EP.
This year.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking by late March, I
Okay.
should already have like a cover and
That's what I'm
ready to
talking about.
promote, you know. But
There you go.
so other than that, yeah, I have that coming up. It's in the works. I have a few singles I want to drop, visuals to songs that I dropped that
Okay.
I still haven't done visuals for. I was talking to Carino, so we have a video coming soon.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's in the works.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I'll be dropping definitely more visuals and collaborations. I don't have specific collaborations. I know I have one with Young Moon is her name, so
Okay.
another female. I've collabed more with females than I have with dudes.
And that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
no,
As long as they're
super
dope.
cool
As long as they're dope. Hey, just collaborate.
yeah, no, I love collaborating with
Yeah.
females. Like I prefer.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, but there's a few collaborations
Okay.
and yeah, that's
But coming
so
soon.
far
Coming
what's
soon, right?
coming. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
No doubt.
so.
Now, for people who want to collab with you, and also the fans who just want to reach out to you, where can they hit you up?
So I don't have a whole lot of social media, just Instagram. So
Yeah, okay.
you can find
What's
my
your
music
Instagram?
on Spotify, every streaming platform.
Yeah. Under what name? MC Inka?
Yeah, just
Okay.
MC, like the M and C
Yeah.
Inka with a K.
Yeah.
And as far as my social media, you can find me on Instagram at MC, but you spell it out EMCEE.INKA.
Okay. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
Before we end, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, I have a shout out to all my fellow female MCs out there that keep it super cool.
Yeah.
Like Alizé, she's a great artist. Shout out to the homegirl Elena, who I just met not too long ago. Elena MC and my homie O, who's out in Chicago right now, waiting for you. And just everybody that supports. And it's continuing to support the Inka movement. Like, shout out to y'all.
There you go.
Thanks for reaching out and yeah, just keeping me going, because definitely the support is what gets us to continue to do this.
Yeah, that's what matters. You know, just people
Yeah.
supporting you. So,
Yep.
no doubt. Well, MC Inka, thank you so much for being here on Drinks with JD. I truly appreciate it. You know, I had fun getting to know you and interviewing you. I like to cheers before we end.
Of course,
So
yeah.
cheers to you.
Cheers.
Thank you again for coming. I appreciate it.